So guys, today we will talk about the 7 biggest mistakes that traders make in order entry. So if you are someone who is new to the world of stock market, or if you are someone who is new to the world of trading, then you need to watch this video very carefully, because this video will protect you from making some very expensive mistakes. And because this video is so important, I'm going to explain everything using practical real life examples, real life trades, so that you can actually visualize what those mistakes are and how to avoid them. So without any further ado, let's get started. So let's start with the mistake number 1, that is not cancelling pending orders. Now, what are these pending orders? Well, for any position or any trade, we can potentially place two types of orders: stop loss orders and target orders, right? So when we place these orders, we don't expect them to get executed immediately, right? So they are just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting to get executed. Now, what happens in real life is that as a trader, you will be hyper focused on the position screen, right? Because this is where all the action is happening. Prices are going up, prices are coming down, your profits are going up, profits are going down. So your whole attention is there on the position screen, and very little attention is actually paid on the order screen. Now what can happen is that, let's say you decide to exit a position, right? So let's say, okay, you are in profits, you are making 40,000, 50,000 or whatever, 1 lakh rupees. Now you decide that it's time for me to get out, right? So once you exit your position, now we feel that our job is over, we have made enough money, now it's time for me to get out and do something else. But here is a problem. There are these pending orders that are still in the system. And if you are lucky, nothing will happen. At the end of the day, they will automatically get cancelled. But if you are unlucky, then one of these orders can get executed and initiate a new trade which you did not plan for, and you probably will not be even aware of if you don't log back into the system. And this is one of the most common mistakes that I have seen people making. And one of the traders that I know personally, he lost 70,000 rupees just this month because of this issue. He had an account in Sharekhan and he actually made some, I think 7,000-8,000 rupees, but he forgot that there were a couple of orders that were out there, and unfortunately those orders got triggered. And then by the end of the day, when he actually realized after logging into the system, he was losing about 70,000 rupees. So guys, be very careful. And one of the thumb rules is that as soon as you get out of your position, you need to immediately go and cancel all your pending orders. Now the mistake number 2 is mixing intraday and delivery orders. Now what happens is that when we are placing an order, we don't normally realize what kind of order type we are placing, right? Sometimes we pick MIS, sometimes we pick CNC or NRML. And normally it's not that big of a deal, but sometimes it can become a problem, right? So let me explain you why. So right now, as you can see that I am in a position here with the product type as NRML. So if I have to get out of this position, I need to make sure that the product type is also NRML only, and then only my quantity will go back to 0. But if I decide to choose a different product type, let's say MIS in this case, then what will happen? Well, that will create a different position altogether. As you can see right here, that instead of closing this position, my order has actually created a new position. So now I am in two positions. One is the original short position and other is a new long position. Now what happens is that, let's say if everything is happening in front of your eyes, then of course you will realize the mistake, and then of course you're going to come out of both the positions one by one. But there is one scenario in which you can get in big trouble. And that scenario is if you placed your target order of a different product type, or if you placed a stop loss order of a different product type, which doesn't get executed in front of you, then what can happen is that, let's say later in the day, a stop loss order got triggered, right? And that stop loss order, instead of squaring off your position, opened a new position, right? And let's say you did not pay attention to that by 3:30, then one of those positions, which was an intraday position, will get squared off and the other position will get carried over to the next day. Please always make sure that for any open position, you always have to choose the same product type. For NRML, it should be NRML. For CNC, it should be CNC. For MIS, it should be MIS. Now, the third very common mistake that I have seen people making is the case of additional 0. Now, what happens is that, when we are in a hurry, right? Let's say, for example, you are watching a stock and the stock takes a big plunge. I mean, it happens to me all the time, right? I'm in front of the market all day long. And sometimes I'm seeing that a stock has fallen down, let's say 8%, 10%. And sometimes we get excited. We feel that, okay, this is a great opportunity to buy this stock. And we want to quickly go and quickly punch the order and quickly take a position. But in that hurry, what can happen is that, let's say you wanted to buy 100 share of Reliance. In a hurry to punch those zeros, 100, it's quite possible that you may add in 1 or 2 additional zeros, right? So instead of, let's say, buying stocks worth 2 lakh rupees, you can end up buying stocks worth 20 lakh rupees. And it is possible, and it happens all the time, right? Because when you are entering the zeros, it's very, very hard to remember how many zeros you have already entered. And again, your focus is on the stock. Your focus is on the chart. You're not focusing way too much on the order, and that is where the problem can happen. Now, this problem of zero can also potentially happen in price, but the good thing is that whenever we are adding another additional zero on the price, the stock exchange will immediately give you the message that this is out of the price band. So price related issues will not happen, but quantity related issue can easily happen. It happens all the time. So please make sure that you're counting your zeros, you're double checking your zeros to make sure that you're not buying or selling something more than you intended to do. Now, the mistake number 4, which is again very common, is a wrong stop loss order settings. Now, it is really surprising to me that a lot of people, again, I can understand for beginners, but even people who have been in this stock market for, let's say, a couple of years, they still don't know exactly how to use stop loss orders. Sometimes people place stop loss orders that get executed immediately. Sometimes people place the stop loss orders where it doesn't even get executed at all. And of course, there is so much confusion regarding this stop loss limit order, stop loss market order, what is a trigger price and how is that different from the limit price, right? And one of the variations that I have seen where people get really, really confused is when they have to place the stop loss orders for a short trade. So when you take a long trade, it is actually very easy to think about the stop loss. But when you are taking a short trade, then it becomes a little counterintuitive, right? And because you have to place the stop loss order above the price that you have shorted. Anyway, so what I've seen is that people make a lot of mistakes while placing their stop loss orders. Because of that, they unnecessarily take losses. So please make sure that you educate yourself on how to use stop loss orders effectively. This is a basic concept, and there is absolutely no excuse for anyone to not spend even, let's say, 1 or 2 hours to completely understand how these orders behave. And we have made a bunch of videos on stop loss orders, so you might want to go and watch them to clarify your concepts. Now, the mistake number 5, which has happened to me recently, is not changing the default setting for long-term investing. Now, let me explain this. So what happens is that whenever we place an order or at a broker's terminal, Zerodha or Upstocks or whoever, the broker remembers the last setting that we selected, right? So let's say throughout the day, if I have been placing MIS orders, then the next time I'm going to place an order, it will automatically assume that this is going to be an MIS order and it's going to keep it like intraday order, right? But here is where the problem can arise. So let's say, for example, you have been trading on an intraday basis all day long, but at the end of the day, you want to buy some stocks for your long-term portfolio. Or let's say for swing trading or positional trading, basically you want to carry that position to the next trading session, right? Now, when you will open that order, let's say in this particular case, I want to buy 46 shares of BPCL. And if I do not change the default setting, which is right now as intraday, what can happen is that once I buy these shares, I mean, it will look like everything is all fine. But what can happen is that if the product type stays as MIS by 320, this position will get auto squared off. It means Zerodha will assume that this was an intraday trade, right? And you did not intend to carry it to the next day, so they will automatically square it off. So you bought this stock assuming that it was for a long-term perspective, whereas by the end of the day, you will realize that you already were pushed out of that position. Or worst, 2 days down the line, 3 days, 4 days down the line, you will wonder why are those shares that you bought are not showing up in your demat account, right? So in order to avoid this mistake, you always have to make sure for a long-term investment or for any positional or a swing trade, you always have to have the product type as NRML or CNC. It should definitely not be MIS. Now, the mistake number 6 may sound a little silly, but it happens, and it has happened to me as well, is that sometimes we place sell orders when we have to buy and buy orders when we have to sell. Now, you may be wondering, how is it possible that you can do the opposite? Well, I will give you two different scenarios. Scenario number one, which happens to a lot of people who are beginners, that sometimes, we are looking at a chart so intently that we are, just kind of, half consciously placing the order. So sometimes instead of clicking the B or the buy button, we click the S button and we place the order, right? And we don't realize what we have done until we actually go to the position screen and see what has happened. A more common scenario that I have seen is in option traders. See, in options, there is option buying and option selling, right? And sometimes selling of an option can be a little counterintuitive. So, for example, if I am selling a put option, I have a long position. I have a long side bias of that particular index or stock. Now, usually whenever we start in trading, we associate a long position with buying, right? And we associate a short position with selling. What I have seen that a lot of traders do this, especially in put options, is that instead of selling a put option when they have to create a long position, they end up buying a put option, right? Because as I said, that buying is associated with long positions. So please make sure that you are clear, you know exactly what you have to do, selling or buying. And this is of course tricky in option. And until you have a complete understanding of how these things behave, you should not be trading in options. And the last mistake is something which has happened to me recently, and that is the case of Hotlink. Now, what exactly is a Hotlink? Well, whenever we are doing algo trading, we establish a link between the algo platform. It can be AmiBroker, or it can be TradingView, or it can be any other platform, or like a Python, with your broker's terminal. Right. So what happened to me was that, I was doing some testing in the aftermarket hours. I was, trying some strategies in AmiBroker, and I was trying to see whether everything was going fine. The orders were going through from AmiBroker to my broker, Alice Blue. But this was happening outside the market hours. So whatever orders were going there, I was like not really bothered about them because they were automatically getting rejected. But what I did not realize was that link was still established when the market was open. And normally I don't trade with Alice Blue. I mostly trade with Zerodha. But then what happened was that in the middle of the day, I started hearing some pinging sounds of order execution, right? Whenever an order is placed in Alice Blue, I hear there is kind of a sound. And I started to wonder, because I was not in any position in Zerodha, I was starting to wonder where exactly this sound is coming from. And then I realized that the algo that I was testing in the off market hours, that was still active, and it was sending buy and sell signals to Alice Blue. Now, fortunately, I was able to track that issue right in time, because had I not known that this system was sending the orders to Alice Blue, I probably would have incurred a big loss, right? So guys, please keep in mind that whenever you are doing this kind of testing between any algo platform and your broker, you always have to make sure that you log off, you break that hot link, so that without your knowledge, no order should go for getting executed. So guys, this is it. These are the 7 common mistakes that I have seen people make. And this is part of a series of videos where we want to educate our fellow traders so that they are not making expensive mistakes. We have made a similar video for technical analysis. You might want to check that out. And we want to keep doing this, right? I want to make videos about the common mistakes that people make in fundamental analysis, in chart trading, in price action, in broker selection, right? There are so many other topics that we can talk about. But depending on how you guys, give us feedback, how much we get this encouragement for these kind of videos, we will decide what to do next, right? And lastly, guys, there is a quiz in the description of this video through which you can test your understanding of order entry. So I will strongly recommend you to, take that quiz and see how well you understand orders, the different types of orders, and how they behave in real life, right? So with that said, guys, I hope that you found this video useful and you will use some of this knowledge in your practical day-to-day trading.